My name is Tyler, this is Aiden, this is Joseph, and today we're going to be explaining to you how a computer works and how to put one together and what each part does. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here we've got the motherboard already put on the case here. It's just a big hassle to line up the motherboard with the holes, so we went ahead and did that off camera. But if you're doing this by yourself, just line up these little holes right here that look like they're for screws. Line them up with the holes on the frame and screw them in. You also won't have these fans on here or the CPU. We've already done that. But I'll go ahead and explain how to put those on and what those do here in a second.
This is the CPU. It is the brain of the computer. It sends out all the signals to the rest of the computer. This is the heat sink. The heat sink gathers all the heat and transfers it through all these little wires. This is the fan. The fan dissipates the heat around the computer. This is the CPU fan cable. This provides power to the fan. You plug it in right at CPU_fan1.
So last but not least, we've got our 8-pin CPU power cord. Obviously we want to have power to the CPU, the whole brain of the computer. So we're just going to go ahead and line it up with CPU power 1. Plug it in, hear that click, it's firm in there, and we're done.
This is the RAM. It is used for getting the memory from your keyboard and mouse and transferring it to the CPU to process the stuff that you put into the computer. So, okay, now I'm going to explain how to put the RAM into the motherboard. Basically, if you have 4 sticks, four RAMs, it'd be better to put them all in there, of course, because you only have 4 slots. But since you have 2, you want to put it in the number 2 spot. I'm not going to put it in because it's a pain. And then the number 4 slot, because if you do it like that, it will be faster and will be more capable of running whatever you have on it. If you don't do it like that, then it will slow down your speed.
Alright, so here's how you actually put the RAM sticks in. You're going to put one of the RAM sticks into the second slot. Just like so. And you're going to push down on both sides until you hear that click. And it's when that little plastic piece right there is onto the RAM, you know it's in. You're going to do the same thing with the other RAM stick on the 4th slot. Go ahead and line it up with things. Push down on both sides. Wait till you hear the click on both sides, and you're done. Your RAM's installed.
This is the 20-pin power cord. This provides power to the computer. It plugs in right here. You do not want this to be plugged in when you're messing with it into the wall.
So this is your SSD. This is your storage, where anything long term is going to be stored, like files. Say you want to save a video, it's going to be on the SSD. So there's 2 cords you want to plug into the SSD. Your SATA cord, which is usually blue, and your power cord to the SATA, which I'll get to there in a second. Obviously, you're going to want to plug the cable or the SATA cable into your SSD. Make sure it's the right way, or the wrong way in my instance. And then you're going to go ahead and get the power SATA cord. Looks just like this. And you're going to plug it in right next to the data cord. So it just snaps right on there. Now, obviously, you're going to want to get the SATA cable, which isn't plugged into the motherboard, into the SATA 1 slot. You should see something marked on the motherboard that says SATA 1. In my case, it's right next to the 20-pin power cord. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in there. Just like so, boom. And I don't need to plug this one in, as this came from the power supply, so it's already wired through to the power supply.
So first we're going to be talking about the USB cable. You're going to plug this into the USB 1, and then I'll explain it. The USB cable goes from the top of the computer all the USBs in the top of the computer, and it sends the signal from like your whatever you have plugged into it to the computer, so you can like use your mouse or your keyboard. And then we're going to do the audio cable, and we're going to plug that into Audi J1, if I can do it. Hold it. There we go. I'm going to plug that in. I'll explain it. As soon as I plug it in. Oh yeah, and make sure you don't force anything down, because it will end up breaking your computer or your motherboard. The audio cable, basically audio, and everything that you speak from the mic or whatever goes into the audio cable, and then sends it through the motherboard.
So these are your LED switches. There's a specific order you have to plug these 4 little tiny cables in. It's usually on your manual, and you just want to look up the name and brand of your motherboard, and it will tell you the order that you have to put these in. They're divided by color. In my case, I've got red, green, orange, and blue, and I've got my manual pulled up here on my side so I know which order to put these in. It's telling me that the red and white cables are going to go on the bottom left of the JFP1 pins. So I'm going to go ahead, stick in the correct order of colors that I need. I now need blue and white. So I'm going to go ahead and stick in the blue and white right next to the red. Then behind the red, it looks like I need a green. So I'm going to get my green and plug it in like so. Might be a little difficult to see, but that's alright. Got 1 and 2. And then final one, orange, right behind the white and blue. Just like so. And for me, there is going to be 1 pin that's left out. That's just how it's supposed to be. It might be different on your motherboard, but that's how mine is. Now, depending on your CPU, some CPUs have integrated graphics where they don't need a graphics card to run. In our case, we are using a Ryzen 3, so this unfortunately does need a graphics card to actually run a PC. So here I've got a graphics card, and you're going to want to align the gold pins down here on your PCI 16 slot. So we're going to go ahead and line it in with the mount. Tricky process. And then once it's lined up, just go ahead and press down until it makes a click. Boom. Like that. And your graphics card is installed. Now that all is said and done, we went ahead and showed you what the parts did, where to put them in. We put in the wires, the CPU, and all that good stuff. So now we're going to go ahead and just see if our hard work paid off. We got an HDMI cord into the monitor, into the graphics card. PC's turned on, and Joseph, go ahead. Fans are spinning. We'll go ahead and turn on the monitor.
She's alive. Yes.
And it's going to show us a little error at first because we put in the memory wrong, but no biggie. It'll go right to Windows. And voila, we're into Windows. So that's it, you guys. This is me, Tyler, Joseph, Aiden. Yeah, he's behind the camera. This is how you make a computer. It's pretty cool. And yeah, that's it.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.